Welcome to Slash.Dash. And today we are discussing Horizon Zero Dawn. So Horizon Zero Dawn is an action-adventure RPG game by Guerrilla Games. It's a new IP, the guys came up with Killzone, and it was nice to see them do something different here. So we start the game off and we're a young girl called Aloy who has been outcast from a tribe for being different and having a mysterious upbringing. She doesn't know who her mother is, and the people around her also don't know who her mother is. So she's cast aside, and she's brought up by a guy called Rost, who is also an outcast. And we pick up the game where she's a young girl and she falls down into a crevice and she comes across some ancient technology. This ancient technology kind of alludes to her mysterious upbringing, and from a young age she has an inquisitive mind. She wants to know where she came from and what happened. So as I said, it's an action-adventure RPG game, and it's the first one in a long time that has made me really feel that sense of adventure. Probably the first one since Fallout 3. Following this, Aloy decides to partake in a kind of like a tournament to gain access to being a fully fledged member of the tribe that she was outcast from, so that she can learn more about her upbringing and where she came from. This leads to a montage moment, like a training moment. Here it is.
Push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. But don't look down, just keep your head or you'll finish.
So I put some music over that just to highlight that it's kind of a montage and make it a little bit funny. Let me say that the game is absolutely stunning. I mean, let's just take a look at how beautiful the game is. It is one of the better looking games on the PlayStation 4. Although I did notice some texture pops along the way, things like the face paint on the tribe people, that you notice that popping in and out every now and again, and it's a little bit annoying, a little bit distracting, but it's just a little niggle, nothing too serious to get in the way of what is a beautiful game. So throughout the game you get the options to talk to different characters, and these are totally optional like in most RPGs, and they really expand on the story. They can fill in the lore. This game has got such a vast lore because it is in the future, and you are like these tribal people, and there's these robots there, and there's kind of a lot of religious elements that these guys have come up with. As you play on the main story, of course, you find out exactly what has happened. There's a lot of elements from the sort of hunting, gathering, crafting type games that we've seen in recent years, especially like Assassin's Creed, that really took that on. You collect a lot of items, a lot of inventory management, which is sometimes my downfall. But it allows for different play elements, and you buy different weapons as you go, different armour, and you can put different modifications on these, sort of like fire resistance or freeze resistance. And your weapons, like your bow, you can have different ammo types in them depending on which one you buy. And that really gives you a new way to sort of approach missions. You could probably play the game a couple of times over and do these missions in slightly different ways. So as I said, it's quite a long game. It took me about 30 hours to complete. You have your main missions that you've got to do to complete the story, as in every game, and you get your side missions, which are fully fledged in their own right, and they sort of expand on the lore of this world. You get to find out more about the different tribes, about the little religious elements that are in there. There are parts where you do have to do some side missions to get your level up, because each main mission and each side mission, actually, in fact all of the missions in the game, have like a level cap, and it's kind of obviously advisable to be at that level at least to be able to take it on. So there was a couple of moments where I got to some missions and I needed to be like level 28 and I'd be like level 24. So you got to do some side missions just to bump your skill level up. As you increase your skill level, you get different skills that you can, you get points basically when you go up the levels, and you can purchase different skills with these. Of course, that makes the game easier as you go along, and there's a nice progression there. Actually, it does really well, a good job of that, making the different player elements available as you go along. There's also things called errands, which they're kind of like side missions, but they're a lot shorter, and I found these a little bit annoying because they were mostly the same thing over and over. You would have to search for someone, basically. You would go to a campsite and do a little scan, kind of like the Batman detective mode. You do a little scan and you track them, and that seemed to be like every errand. So those got a little bit frustrating, but I don't think you're supposed to play them the way that I did, because I ended up doing a load in a row. I think they're more supposed to be broken up as you go along in the game. There's so many things to collect throughout the game, but it's probably just the right amount, and that expands on the lore again in the game. I've not read it all. I'd like to go back onto the game to see what all that is, and so it can expand on the story for me, so I can learn a little bit more about this, the different tribes and stuff. What I really enjoyed towards the end of the game was that the game has a proper end boss battle. It seems like so many modern titles currently don't do boss battles in the correct way, in my opinion. And it was nice here to have a proper main mission that ended with a big fight. And it was really good to see that the Guerrilla Games have done that. Left me feeling satisfied with the end of the game. The end was clear sequel bait, which I guess, they probably wanted to set up a franchise here, and I've got no problem with that. I really enjoyed the game. I'd like to see some more of it. There's a lot of elements where you're seeing things from the past, and I was getting really interested in the story. I love a good story in a game, and this game really, really grabbed me. I wanted to learn more about what was happening, and I really, really wanted to find out where the story was going. The main character, Aloy, she's fun. She's got a lot to her. She's very strong. She's a strong female character, which is always great to see. And even when she was a little girl, and you play about 6 years old, you're playing as Aloy at the start of the game, and she's very feisty there. You do get these sort of split options at certain points where you can be compassionate or strong-willed or smart about your decisions, and they were interesting. I typically went with the compassionate option most of the time. I guess these might lead to different sort of elements along the line, so if I played it again and did maybe the strong-willed option, it might be different to what I've done. I might get a different outcome in certain areas. I don't know. I would have to play the game again to see if that is the case. So most of the game is made up of these machines that have been created that you actually have to hunt, and when it starts off, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to take down the machines, and as you go along, you meet more machines, bigger machines, ones that do different things. You get some that attack you from the sky that can be quite difficult to take down. You do get a different array of weapons that help you with those different enemies. So you've got a thing like the rope caster, which can tie. You shoot it and it ties down the machines. They've also got different areas on their shoulders and stuff, and on the backs and stuff like that. That if you shoot them, it does more damage. It can be really fun to go into a different area and sort of set up different traps for the machines and do these things in different ways. I mean, you can play stealthy if you want. You can go from cover to cover, which is usually like the tall grass, and you can do silent strikes. You can even override the machines, and they end up being on your side and they attack the other machines. There really is a vast array of ways that you can take on these missions, which I think is really a strength to the game. As I said, it took me 30 hours, but it did not feel too long. I thought it was a really, really well-paced game. Each sort of set piece comes at the right time. It's just gripping you. You just want to learn more about the story. I've still got a few side missions left to do, so I'll have to get round to that when I can. It seems like one of those games that'll be fun to platinum, so if you're kind of like me and you like to get all the achievements, this will be one of those games that you probably want to play. Overall, I can't say enough about this game. I personally believe it's the best exclusive on the PlayStation 4. If you own the console, go out and buy the game. But please, just go out and buy the game. The final verdict from me is a 9 out of 10. The best game on the PlayStation 4 right now. Go and get it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, give us a like, leave a comment, Tell us if you agree with me, if you disagree, let us know what you think. Bye bye.